Welcome back to the Grand Finals. Map number 1 is done. Virtus Pro take the lead after a 16-12 victory on Mirage. But let me give you some stats. Highest ADR in the server, 86 point, I forget off the top of my head. Shush. Most op kills, A-Core. All of the top stats were tricked players, and yet they could not close this out. Everything, top kills 24. Again, they just could not close this out. Virtus Pro almost got away with this game.
Yeah, but Tricked also made it close, down to playing well. But it was Virtus Pro being up 14-8, I believe. They were playing much better in the beginning. Once again, the T side of Mirage, it's so good. They're playing with pace, they're playing with desire. Snacks was very influential down in the mid area. Everything Virtus Pro did in that first half seemed to work. And despite Tricked have played them already once on that map and also, had a pretty poor CT side, it didn't seem to me like they learned the mistake. At least they couldn't find the solution to what VP threw at them. So in that sense, you got to give credit to VP. Once again, up 14-8, right? The fact that they can't close out the game, I feel we heard that story over and over again at this stage.
Yeah. No, most definitely we have. From a Trick perspective also, you have to give them credit to have the tenacity to come back into it. And they were very, very close from actually almost tying it up. They could have been a couple of rounds away, or a round away rather, but then they decided to make this like a fast A play. They just come out of a ramp. Yes, it can definitely work in certain situations, but unfortunate for them, there was almost 3 players on that bomb side as they ran in. And it's, for me, the way that I see it, you've kind of played it so well in terms of doing defaults, trading well, that you do a bit of a Hail Mary. I think it's just too much of a coin flip in that situation because it's so much weight on the first guy running in. He needs to get that first headshot to open the bomb side.
Yeah, absolutely. The most opening kills was Snatchy, at least. So for Virtus Pro, they did get that going in their favor. You are right about A-Core and about Tricks not necessarily getting things going early enough. We did see some of the return problems from Virtus Pro. Couldn't close it out. Snacks looked good again. Was able to open up some space. We saw flanks, we saw pushes, we saw the standard, but now we see a different map. We see Nuke. Yeah. And this is Trick's pick.
That's going to be interesting, right? Because we saw it in the group stage. There was Trick being in the driver's seat. They seem to have everything under control. They play Nuke at a high level, they're said, right? They're Danes, and we have a history of being good on Nuke, understanding the rotation systems, and in general, just having a good positioning on the map of Nuke. So the fact that Trick lost yesterday in a very, dare I say, ugly game against an opponent that I would believe, seeing what we've seen so far from Trick, they should be able to beat Nuke.
Avokadjic, just to be clear.
Yeah. It's one of those scenarios where when you go in now, did that hurt them? Did that hurt the confidence? Or is that one of the games they can just shake off and say to themselves, right, we go back to what we know work and we should be able to take this one?
And that was the first game that we saw from Hunden's squad, that they had signs of weakness and disorganization.
I feel like that's just a blip on the radar for Trick, honestly, what happened then. They were just not there mentally. I feel like they were making some really bad mistakes left, right, and center. But on the VP perspective, if you look at the first game these guys played, actually VP put themselves in like 4-on-2s, 5-on-3s, but they just unfortunately managed to lose those situations far too many times.
Well, and
hence why it got so ugly.
And just to clarify a note as well, we've been kind of hesitating. I think Jacob learned the hard way not to make fun of God himself, Hunden, but we have to
I'll say that all over again if I have to.
You know what, Jacob? I'm going to cue you up perfectly right now. So we've hyped him up for organizing the team, for having structure, but he only had 10 kills that game, and he's at the bottom every time.
Not only did he only have 10 kills, and that, that may not be the problem itself, but the ADR that he was posting in this game was 32.5, I believe. That's a very low ADR.
Chickens get more on Inferno.
Sometimes they do. I would say even you do sometimes, which is quite a bad sign. Anyway, Hunden is not supposed, we talked about this, time and time again. He's not supposed to get a lot of frags. He's supposed to enable his players around him to get those frags. But you gotta carry your own weight as well. And if you're only posting 32 ADR, that's gonna be a problem coming into Nuke. So hopefully he's gonna step it up. And I do want to note on that note as well, Hunden has been playing well on Nuke so far in this tournament. It's his best performing map, so I expect him to be better.
Let's see. Let me be positive. I mean, he's been a part of some crucial kills. I mean, he might not have a lot of them, but he's been winning pistol rounds for his team, crucial kills that are kind of round clinching. So, I mean, that's obviously positive, but it is true. He should be able to deliver a little bit more.
Let's stay realistic. Hunden had a bad game, right? He had influential kills. He has kills that gave them rounds, and was, a part of why Trick made it close, but he needs to play better on Nuke. He needs to step it up. He needs to do more damage and needs to stay alive more, basically, in order to help his mates as well.
And interestingly enough, when you were a player, that's what everyone used to say about you on the desk, Pimp. Yeah, so we won't listen to analysts talk anymore. We will get back to the grand final. A chance for Virtus Pro to wrap it up right now. But to do that, they have to steal Tricked's map. It's Nuke, and to bring you the action in Budapest, it's Jason and Anders.
Thank you so much to the desk, and what a great map this is going to be. I can't wait to get this one on the way. Tricked almost with a comeback on that first map, but Virtus.pro managed closing it out. Now, I don't know what to expect. I think Trick are going to be good on this map, but VP, I have no idea.
No, that's the thing. I myself have no idea if VP has been good on this map, because coming into this event, coming into these semifinals and now grand finals today, I didn't really know what this Virtus.pro team was going to have to offer us. So we touched on it a little bit in the first map when we were talking, Snacks, we know historically on this map, he's always been so good in vents. And if he can do that here against Trick, he can be a one-man army, because you can control so much of the action from that position. And we'll see what they have. And also, a risky pick for a map for Trick, considering Virtus.pro get a start on the CT side. It's not as dominant as it used to be, but as we saw in Mirage, once Virtus.pro gets that momentum going, they can steamroll it.
You're absolutely right. The game is now live. Tricked versus Virtus.pro. Map number 2 here at the Grand Finals at V4 in Budapest. And oh wow, blowing up the door, smoking out Mini, immediate aggression into the A bomb site. Snacks, he's in trouble and he's down. And on the bomb site, Veggie, how is he alive? 2 big headshots to take down Acor and Roy. He should be dead already. But somehow he's managed to live past this, and now he's got the backup. That should already have been a bomb plant, and it should have probably been a 3 versus 2 in favor of Tricked. That's a shocking defense, a triple kill for Veggie.
Oh, he had such big impact on Mirage as well, and it's stellar to see him keeping it up here. He's got to be careful. They do have the bomb down in the site, and he wants more. He wants information, and now he's going to reposition himself. And if he can get on top of the hut, that'd be such a power play. And I don't see how he can be cleared out. Hunden and Shush, 100 HP. They have 1 smoke for Mini, but that's not going to block anyone off. No one's there. And this could be so strong for Veggie. He could have the ace in the pistol round.
He could. Oh, he gets caught. And now they're following up. Mihu goes down. They had this, and now they're in trouble. PHR, he goes down. It turns. Tricked, stealing it back. Shush with a quad kill instead. What a wild pistol round.
That's incredible. Virtus.pro, that one slipped through their fingers. Now it's basically karma. It's payback for Mirage. Remember, Virtus.pro stole that pistol round away as well on their CT side. But this, you were in such a dominant position if you're Virtus.pro. And how it works out at the end in this 3-on-2, no one's working together. All these fights are isolated. Tricked, it's all just one Virtus.pro player fighting them at a time.
You even had, to some extent, the advanced warning, right? Because the smoke goes down in Mini, so you even have like a good read. All right, the bomb is in the back of the bomb site, so you know they have to show up and pick it up. And you're right, everybody ended up fighting all on their own.
And you can see a timeout, and you can see Cuban being very, very vocal. And at this point, it's not the time for frustration, so likely just trying to help them move on. But that is a very poor fight selections for the Virtus.pro defense with such an advantage.
I mean, the initial opening from Tricked was amazing, and then there was a huge swing back as Veggie ends up picking up a ridiculous triple. I don't even know how you do that, because all of the advantage is slipped away from him at that point in time.
Well, that might have been also a follow-up, some excitement from that triple kill and also some inexperience. When he's on top of the hut, he should be letting them come out and swing wider so his teammates can fight at the same time, but he gets aggressive to peek down, and that's where he's most susceptible. That's where none of his teammates can help him out.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Quick jump down from Bubsky with the UMP, and Mihu could have been good there with the Deagle, and actually PHR, that's a lot of damage that he managed to dish out. Hunden nearly going down, but I think that was their big chance. Doubtful if they can make this work now with the 5-7 of the Deagle.
And have to be something crazy. Bubsky's been in these vents for quite some time. Snatchy gets an easy cleanup. Veggie had brought Hunden very low, but now this vent player can pounce, and Snatchy never saw it coming. Actually, a 3-man stack in that ramp room, that could have been very dangerous for Trick, but to make that work, for that stack to be effective with these pistols, it had to be the first battle had to be won by VP, and that just didn't happen. It's going to be 2-0.
I think, you can always go back and sort of say, what if, but if Mihu got that kill with the Deagle first, then PHR is on the crossfire with the CC. So that probably works out a bit better, but still, a nice attempt nonetheless for VP. As Trick will pick up that second round, and the Polish team will have to wait just a bit longer before they can start to really invest into the round here. The crowd, however, not waiting.
No, this arena has been thundering with VP chants all day long. And timeout being called, as some issues are going to be worked on and fixed very quickly so we can get back into the action. I'm interested to see, as we saw in Mirage during that comeback, Virtus Pro on the CT side, the ops were very, very important for them to have success on Mirage. The utility was very important. It's going to be just as important here when you get the Molotovs in towards Hut. Although Snacks is the kind of player as well to use shotguns. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him bust that out.
Yeah, that's a good point,
If you're going to be playing on top of the Hut, if you're going to be that kind of a Hut player.
We've certainly seen that in the past. And, you know, in the yards, Snatchy with the AWP, that could have a pretty big impact on just controlling what Trick are doing. We're not going to know just yet. Obviously not going to have money to buy in this upcoming round, as we're sorting out a couple of technical issues here.
This two teams that we have in these grand finals, part of the cool stories behind them is, you know, a guy like Hunden who's had a lot of respect about how he's been able to put together teams and help develop young players and young teams. And then you go over to the flip side as well, and you've got Cuban behind Virtus Pro.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously the work that he's putting in to get this team to be playing to a new level, to kind of reach and punch above their weight, so to speak, at this time. That's a very cool thing to keep track of, is this Virtus Pro team that no one really had a whole lot of faith or hopes in the results that they could provide.
And Cuban's story all on its own is kind of an amazing one, because he must have been one of the first people to transition out of being a player and into being a coach.
Yes.
And think about what a love you have to have for the game to do that early on, when it's not even clear that it's viable. There may be almost, you know, no pay or no nothing to really be there, and he carves out that role and sticks with the same team for such a long time. I mean, obviously, most of the members in the beginning on that team were his former teammates.
Which is also one of those things where you're like, as a coach, that makes the job much easier, right? You already know the players intimately, you know how they like to play, you know their kind of personality, and now you have to do it all over again. You have to learn to coach new players coming in who have never been at this level, so it changes the scope of his role. And obviously, at least the early returns now, after some time of this lineup together, looking pretty good here in Budapest.
Yeah, it really is a delight to see it. And the support here from the local Hungarian crowd has been off the charts, hasn't it? We need love to see more events happening here in Budapest, and I can think of another couple of places we might be able to go just in the future. You know, Polish events obviously great as well.
Yeah, Polish events always fun. At Krakow, the major. Katowice, obviously a staple of the professional circuit.
Yeah.
Now the championship for ESL's new Pro Tour.
Yeah, that's a big deal as well. Well, here we go. Countdown, 5 seconds on the clock. Third round about to begin. And pistols all across the board for VP. So they have a single flashbang. I'm guessing they have a trick.
Let's see what it is. It looks like all massive amounts of bodies towards this upper bomb site. That one flashbang could be for lobby, or if that door is blown open, it's held back by now by PHR. And unfortunately, most of Trick heading towards ramp room, where there is no presence for the defense. There's the flashbang. Wasn't much of a trick, but Snacks is still going to win it. And now the question is, can they rotate down the vents and actually mount some kind of a defense to this lower bomb site?
Not that many smokes actually on the T side, which is a bit strange. That means they might have to win some fights here before they go straight for the bomb plant. Oh, they're covering it just nice. That's good. That forward push is actually going to be worth a lot. Because otherwise, if they were counting on smokes to get the bomb down, that could have been real tricky.
It was those Molotovs they had. And then the Virtus Pro coming out of the vents couldn't wrap around towards those windows to attack those players or open the door to stop the plant. That was well done. Hunden still playing behind it, takes a little bit of damage, but he doesn't care about that. Doesn't necessarily even need to take the fight. And the rest of his teammates are going to handle everything perfectly. Acor goes down. The round is going to go to Tricked. It'll be their third, and Virtus Pro going to have rifles here in this fourth round.
Yeah, pretty quick decision making, getting down. I mean, obviously that first kill on Bubsky, they knew how many people were there. The fourth round, Orban Snatchy, and now is where we get to see or get a glimpse of what this defense might look like for VP.
Also 4 Molotovs, 5 smokes, so you can neutralize any kind of fast play towards the upper bomb site by dropping those Molotovs into the choke points, into the hut door, into the squeaky door. And Snatchy looking for any presence outside. Pretty typical wall of smokes. Oh, Roy, he's so fast. No one's going to expect this. Veggie not even considering the possibility. Snatchy has 1 kill, but they've already taken over the bomb site. It's a 2-on-3. It's doable. But do you really want to risk all of this?
Yeah, that AWP is so valuable. Snacks coming out, but Snatchy goes down the shush, and well, with the bomb down in the 1 versus 3, Snacks would have to go absolutely berserk in this last one to even get close to winning it. He's got no kit, and right now at least he's in position to escape if he needs to. Slowly backing on out. Ooh, help on the other side on A-Core.
Yeah, at this point, Snacks is just going to take guns away when they evacuate from the bomb blast. This is going to be another one round for Tricked, especially with no kit, but he should be able to get one, maybe two if they line up for him. There's the first, not the follow-up. Good reaction from Shush that also preserves the AWP for Tricked. 4-0, and again, another round, no real money to spend on the heavy weaponry for Virtus Pro. You imagine it's going to be some half investment. Upgraded pistols, light armor, a little bit of utility.
That was so quick from Roy, wasn't it? I mean, you said it. Nobody was able to react. In no way ready. 5th round, and VP off to a slow start here on Nuke.
And that's the kind of play that I can actually do, like the psychological warfare, where you can actually start, really decimating the morale of Virtus Pro. Veggie's going to be frustrated that happened the first time, that he's killed with no communication, that his teammate outside Snatch, he didn't see it coming, wasn't covering him. If it happens again, or if it happens for a 3rd time, that's when just everyone gets frustrated.
A little bit of a group of VP players. PHR boosted up in that corner by Ramp, but Tricked after a little bit of aggression, now slowing it down and using that Mac 10 on Roy to sort of lead the charge, which is pretty much always a good idea. And they're not really in a hurry right now. I mean, we saw them make some mistakes on Mirage where they sort of, I don't know if they gave some rounds, but they certainly made it tricky against VP. No reason to do that here. The bomb does go down, but they're all the way above, so still should be able to make it out safely. Veggie going back for more. Oh, could have been a big kill there if he could have got it. Oh, Bubsky dropping next. This is now a little bit weird.
Yeah, this is very dangerous. Oh, that Molotov, though, that's going to block his teammate from getting involved in the action. That's Veggie rotating around with the AWP, or is it? He actually goes right over the flames. It doesn't go deep enough to stop him. And now Tricked in so much trouble. They're pinned down inside the bomb site.
There is absolutely no reason why they're in this position. They could have been just fine. A-Core in the back with the AK. Gonna take the face right off, but they have armor on the other side. A little bit of a wall bang, and Veggie getting one more kill. Currently on the triple, and now Roy. Oh, that smoke. He has a Molotov otherwise, but now it's not really gonna matter. Landing inside of the smoke. That's such a good grenade. And Roy, he gets a kill. Goes for more, and the Mac 10 will barely save them. That should be a wake-up call for Tricked. It did not have to get that close.
It really didn't. Some very nice shots from Virtus Pro. Obviously, Veggie with the AWP as well. That was a big-time kill right there. PHR on the flank, and super sketchy. But still they hold on, and that's all that really matters. 5-0 for Tricked, off to a blistering start, despite that hiccup in the previous round. A-Core heading outside that AWP. Snatchy's got his again. That's in towards warehouse. Molotovs, utility all over the place in this upper bomb site. Good win outside for Snatchy. That's the only presence in the yard for Tricked, and I think they're going to turn their attention to ramp room. Mihu's under pressure. That nade could do some work, and he gets away.
That's an absurd grenade. That tagged 3 people, and they've got nowhere to break through there. Snatchy with a good double.
Veggie's playing so good.
Yeah.
Mentioned his impact a couple times on Mirage. He had 2 specific rounds that felt like it actually gained Virtus Pro maybe 6 total off those wins, but pissed around here. The previous round with the AWP and the P250. A couple kills on the rotation in that previous round. 5-1, Virtus Pro, they're first on the board. And with 4 players surviving, they got to be happy about that. It's only Snatchy who's really hurting on cash.
Punden getting fairly close with the CZ. Maybe hoping to get an early fight. Someone playing at the corner. Good timing in that grenade. Ooh, Veggie turning around. Actually, he's going to get overrun. And Shush with the follow-up. PHR. Oh, they get a couple of kills in return out of nowhere. Roy and then Shush dying to the Molotov. And Snatchy has to back on out. But oh, A-Core, he's hiding in the corner and taking down Snatchy. He nearly gets a shot. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Does he want to play for time? Or is he going to try and fight him now that he knows where he is? A-Core, that double needs to be turned into a triple. They can lock Virtus Pro out of this start that they've otherwise maybe had. Mihu smoking off. Oh, I thought maybe that was going to go into the vent. Now A-Core They're right next to each other. This is a coin flip at the moment. Surely Mihu has no idea. Why would he guess that he would be inside of the smoke? He's walked into Mini, and that could actually be a huge advantage. It's just a question of timing. This is absurd.
Well, and the players know it. And what a stressful 1v1 with over a minute left. And that is a mistake. I do not think he meant to fire his weapon there because he's given up the game. Mihu knows he's now in the upper bomb site. He was worried about maybe a flank from outside. And now he can just park himself in this corner and wait. Bomb's still on the ground. It's up to Acor to make the first move.
25 seconds, and it looks like he's not even thinking about it. Look at the wrong way. Mihu to pick up the round. 2-5. Man, you're right. That was something that registered in his brain as someone being up there. Hard to say.
That, or maybe just literally might have just been an accidental press of the mouse button, but a huge mistake. That's actually, I mean, it happened so long ago, but what a cool execution for Tricked. Sending a player in towards the vent, and you could see two players from Virtus Pro had their eyes on the vent and eyes on the door for more players to come out, and an explosion out of Hut catches them off guard. They're very fortunate to just barely cling onto that round.
Yeah, good placement of the counter Molotov that went out. Did a lot of damage, and it certainly helps. Round number 8 here. All the weapons favoring VP. She actually did hit that shot. They're going to be fine in this round.
Yeah, they should be all good, but they need to be careful. That's a few rounds that we've seen Tricked. I think they're almost testing because Roy had so much success jumping onto that roof in the first gun round. They might just be testing that and say, is Virtus Pro watching this? Are they having anyone? Is Snatchy outside with that op? Is he jumping over? Is he trying to find the information? And that's 2 rounds now. They've had a pretty easy access. And if they had maybe dropped in towards Mini instead of kind of trying to jump around the corner towards Snacks, they might have been able to do some damage in that upper bomb site.
So perhaps a weakness being found. It's one of those things where sometimes well, I mean, it is going to be easier for us to spot. It'd be fun to see if Tricked are going to be able to get that catch that same detail and maybe exploit it a bit later on. This round not really outside so much as waiting in that lobby area. Acor peeking that corner, that could get you killed quickly.
A lot of players in lobby for Tricked, all 5 in fact. 1 player outside, or excuse me, 4 inside and 1 outside on the, looking ready to jump on towards the silo. Snatchy with the op, a deep angle, the door's open. That is a missed shot that he's gonna wish he had back. That was the exact fight he was looking for, in fact.
It was, but he could have also gone down there after missing it, so at least that didn't happen. 1 minute and 5 seconds. Setting up that wall. Did one of those grenades?
It's 3 smokes they just used. They have 1 on Shush still. They have 3 Molotovs, but if they do make it into this lower bomb site, I mean, this is a 5-man group up, as you can see. They will not have the smokes for the door. They won't have it for the window. They'll have to use the Molotovs in those scenarios. Utility is going to be the name of the game to see if they can safely plant this bomb, because Virtus Pro have already rotated a player downstairs.
Snacks is in that one corner. I'm worried about the time now here for Tricked. 30 seconds. Any kind of a delay with a Molotov or anything else, that could be a real problem. 25 seconds, turning the corner. They really need to move. I think VP know the rotations are coming in from ramp as well. Tricked, they might have given away a game a little bit here. 15 seconds as they push through, and Shush will pick up Mihu, but Snacks is waiting and has been for a long time. He doesn't connect with the shots, and now 10 seconds, and they're gonna get the bomb plant down. That was the first danger averted, and now they've got it all locked down. Snatchy and Veggie need to get out of this. No reason to stay and fight. That is dangerously close.
They had that utility down to an exact science. I think the one thing missing from the Virtus Pro defense to try and hold that off was someone coming down vents, someone in that part to stop them from even crossing and getting over towards radio or control room. Snatchy trying to survive with his op. It's not going to happen. 6th round for Tricked, and they're starting to run up the scoreline on this T side.
Yeah, they really are. That when there's that little time left, anything goes wrong, and that's the round.
Listen, fair play. I was talking about the utility they had left to make that work, and they had it down to an exact science. Molotov and the far choke point, smoke in the close one. Even prepared for someone to swing into the flames to take a fight. Molotov in Snacks' position as well. They cleared out everything in such a clinical fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well done. And now A little bit of a timeout here. 6-3 the scoreline. Virtus Pro, I don't know, they're still looking very strong. I'm still really liking what I see out of them, but they're not being allowed to string a lot of rounds together here. They're not being allowed to break the economy much on the Trick side. That's a problem here. They got that sort of 3 rounds in a row, but even then, it wasn't easy. And their own economy is exhausted buying into this round.
Yeah, it's pretty much broken. Behind this, there's not much for VP to work with. Almost a must-win round for them, considering the way this half has started. Tricked, if they take the money away from the defense, they can really dominate for the rest of this half.
And that's got to be the plan as well. Snacks out in that garage area. Quite far back. Going to be very hard to find him. Also means he is a bit disconnected from the rest of the team. And they're really being defensive early on in some of these rounds, Tricked.
These rounds have been so grouped up. Last round was all 5 players walking outside. It looks like this is just going to be an exact replica. No presence in lobby, no one even to watch for information, no presence towards ramp room. And this time, Snatchy is going to be at the stairs.
One of these positions where every time you fire a bullet, you can fall back to the next corner and do it again and just keep abusing the map architecture. There's one. Oh, but that's a good jump. And Acor will follow it up out in the middle of nowhere, PHR. I'm not sure he should have been there. And Veggie barely clearing the corner. If he had been caught there, that's probably round over. 30 seconds now, and they rotate down. They don't check the corner. Mihu will pick it up, and they're in trouble. Veggie showing up again. A big double.
It's the difference I just highlighted. The one thing that Virtus Pro didn't have previously when they tried to defend that play was someone in vents, someone to actually mount some kind of a defense in those halls before even arriving at the bomb site. This time there's Snatchy, goes for a 1-for-1. Then you have Veggie dropping down the vents. You have a player in the window in the corner. You had everything you needed that time. Taking some of the map options away from Tricked. They still have a 2-round lead.
That worked out very well, didn't it? And then they need to continue on this path here, VP.
I do like how mobile we're seeing Snatchy. We've seen him in the secret stairs, we've seen him outside. Now we're seeing him over towards ramp room. Veggie gonna drop into the bomb site. He's pinned into the corner because of the flames. His teammate's gonna need to help him. It's a vent drop though. 3 players down, 2 players still up, and there's no one here for Virtus Pro. They've been foiled again, and I think you have to start seeing why Trick picked this map. Strategically, this has been a very smart half so far.
I think they didn't even know until now.
I think you have to save. Virtus Pro, this is gonna be so tough.
Maybe with a kill there. Oh no. Trick so impressed by their own quite brilliant strategy that they're actually in a lot of trouble here. They're going to be getting the kill there, but the retake coming in from ramp, and it's a 4 versus 3 somehow. Shush positioning himself to try and stop anyone from defusing. He knows where that bomb is. The smoke, it's going to do something, but is it going to be quite enough? Acor with a brilliant follow-up, and that might have just saved everything for them. That defuse not going to happen now. Mihu in a 1 versus 2, and Shush has got the right idea. They nearly gave it all away here, Trick. That was...
It's like they were so overconfident because how easy that round was, because of how well played it was and how well of a call it was. 2 players getting over-eager towards ramp room almost allowed Virtus Pro to come back into the round. But such is how dominant that strategy was, that you can lose those 2 players early on in a 3-on-5 and still hold on to the bomb site. Now we're gonna get a tactical from Virtus Pro as they want to talk things over.
Probably a good idea.
I don't think they can buy.
No, not really. 7-4. The thing is, depending on how good VP are on this map, it isn't necessarily that the scoreline is completely devastating. It's a good first half for Trick, but
yeah.
I don't know. This version of Nuke, you can do so much damage on the T side if you know what you're doing, and I'm just not prepared to say that I know enough about VP to say that they couldn't do something similar here.
Well, I mean, it certainly looks like Trick knows what they're doing on this side of the map. They've had some very, very cool ways of attacking the bomb site and finding entries. So, it is an investment from Virtus Pro. They go very, very aggressive with the buy. 1 AWP on Snacks. He's outside. Other than that, it's utility and upgraded pistols with armor for the rest of the players, but Virtus Pro fully bought in here. Maybe feeling the pressure and feeling like they need to get rounds. Maybe they realize they're not going to be as well prepared on this map as you may think.
AWP on Snacks. That's got to have a pretty big impact to justify. Otherwise, yeah, they're definitely in trouble. Slowly sneaking out. They're coming his way. That's a good start.
Well, they've usually, when they've done this with such a big group outside, they've set up that wall of smoke. So how does Snacks defend against this? Does he just go for a time? Ooh, he almost takes some cleanup. Oh, Mihu, 2 kills. Back away, you've done your job. Snacks there to chime in. Oh, a heroic stand for the Deagle, and that's got to be heartbreaking, but Tricked, they've ran this tactic this is the 3rd time now. It was only a matter of time before VP would be set up for it.
Nice shot coming through the smoke there, but what an outrageous couple of kills from Mihu. That was just so quick. He's not going to have any more, but he must, I mean, still, that's enough, isn't it? 30 seconds. Going to be Molotoving that vent just to buy some time so that nobody comes down, but they only have 25 seconds, and Snacks is now again in a great position. Veggie clearing that side, 20 seconds. If they lose somebody getting onto the bomb side here, there's surely no way you can win a 1 versus 4. That shot goes right over his head. The follow-up doesn't connect either, and now the bomb is planted. And a glimmer of hope here for Tricked to try and bring it back. Fighting that 1 AWP and Mihu's absurd Deagle, and I'm not sure they have enough here. Roy, he's locked in the corner, soon out of bullets, and Snacks will take him down. Virtus Pro with a 5th round, and that's a miracle double for Mihu.
That's unreal. What a godlike double kill for Mihu in that round, and what a big time to deliver it. 5-7 now. It looked so desperate. I mean, that was everything in this half for VP. If they lose that, they have to save maybe 1 or 2 rounds, and then all of a sudden, Tricked has just gained way too much. What a defensive stand.
Yeah, that is everything. And it actually gets even a little bit better, doesn't it? Look at the money on Trick. Look at the buy they have in this round. And they've invested everything into it. If they lose this one, Virtus Pro could tie the scoreline at 7-7. This is really, so far, probably the pivotal round of the first half.
Well, information for VP. They saw 1 drop. PHR spamming, and Mihu's already come down to rotate into this bomb site. And PHR just holding on towards Mini. He's got Veggie in the upper bomb site in support as well. Both sides very well defended. I don't know Tricks. They have a lot of control over towards the windows, towards the double door, but I don't know if they have access. Here comes that utility usage to let them get in. Good off angle from Mihu, and he's going to keep delivering. Snatchy missing an easy shot, but Mihu's still alive, and Snatchy's recovered. Double kill for him to keep some spacing, and Boopski has nothing to do.
Yeah, they did a very good job there. I mean, they caught A-Core. I think that was PHR for Mini early on as they tried to cross over. Boopski getting 1 at least. He could do more damage. I don't even know how you could dream of this. Getting shot right in the toes. You hate to see it.
He had to take all 10 off before he could find the kill.
It's not a pretty sight, is it?
No, not at all. Not a good looking foot at this point.
7-6, and that round was a pivotal one for VP.
I think they're going to be. I think you have to go into the second half so happy and so confident if you're Virtus Pro to recover in this fashion to get if you take the lead, if you come all the way back to 8-7, that's going to make you feel very good.
Yeah, I agree. This should be time for celebration if they can keep it up. Mihu falling back, a little bit of backup there, and that's good news. Snacks coming up with a quick triple. And without armor and pistols, yeah, celebration ever so slightly. 7-7 all tied up here. First half, second map of the Grand Finals.
Virtus Pro's been very good at rotating people over to ramp room when those hits are coming. Mihu's never had to like drop and fall all the way back to the bomb site. He's always dropped down just in case and then come back up to help his teammates when they're in that U-bend. So pretty cool stuff for VP on defense. A map that Snacks and Cuban in their history with this team are going to be very familiar with how to play.
15th round. The last of the first half, and it starts out with Snatchy getting a great kill. And look at this absolute madness pushing in. They're not ready for it, and why would they be? He's lost his mind! Taking a third one! Shush is gone! That is so aggressive. 2 versus 5, and all thanks to Snatchy. It never occurred to them.
Yeah, the follow-up certainly didn't. The continuous re-peeking, he was just terrorizing them in the lobby. And the fact that he's even gotten away now and preserved the 3-player advantage is huge. Acor has to come in towards Mini, and Roy is in position and Squeaky to kind of help him out. This is the only point of attack they have. They have plenty of utility, but you don't want to use it yet. You want to try and thin out this defense before you start giving away the game with nades. Off angle for PHR doesn't pan out. Snatchy still in the sight. He's got a 4th. He's going to go for the ace, and he's got it. Pistol whips the last player, and he's given Virtus Pro the lead going into halftime.
Wow. What a way to get that done. Just everything about this. The follow-up and just getting a third and immediately backing off after that. Coming out of a very, very strong start for Tricked, winning the first 5 rounds clean, and then it ends 8-7 in favor of Virtus Pro with an ace at the end of the half.
Yeah, well, I mean, even with 7, I mean, Tricked at 1 degree, you're going to say they're happy with that, obviously, just by the number. But an 8-2 run for VP to close out that half has got to hurt your mental state if you're Tricked. Has got to hurt the morale a little bit, because you do feel at the end of that half, despite the fact that you have 7, that you got dominated. That's the sense you're carrying with you into this break. Keep in mind, the grand finals of V4 Future Sports, Virtus Pro with that 1-map lead after a victory on Mirage. If Tricked cannot win Nuke, Virtus Pro is going to be lifting the trophy. First in some time for that organization.
Oh, it is. But even now, looking at the kind of play that they're coming out with, it's really promising. It really makes you think, yeah, this has more of the right chemistry. This has more of the right feel for what you want to see out of them. So, yeah, this is looking like a promising start. A little bit late in the year. See how much they can get out of it. Second half, obviously, the question is, because you really can get amazing scorelines on this T side on Nuke in the current version, but really only if you know what you're doing. And I promise, if you don't, you look so lost, and you won't be able to do much.
Well, that's going to be the most important question of this second half, is what does Virtus Pro have for us on the T side? Alluded to it a number of times. You have to imagine, just like old VP, a number of times you're going to want to be sending snacks into the vents, out the squeaky door with that smoke. He loves playing in those chaotic situations, or at least he used to. We'll see if he can roll back the years. For Tricked, you had some very, very interesting and clever ways of attacking bomb sites on the T side. This defensive setup from them is going to have to be something spectacular, though.
So far, I believe I saw Peter from HLTV tweeting about the sort of potential MVP contenders right now.
Yes.
And I believe Bubsky and Shush were 2 of them.
And Mihu was the other from VP.
Mihu was the other one, right? And right now, Bubsky is horribly missing in this game, right? He's 3-12 in the first half, so that could absolutely be a problem.
Oh, especially depending on where he defends, right? If he's gonna stay cold throughout the half.
Yeah. Well, usually second halves are a chance to sort of wake up a little bit.
Yeah, take that break, get a breather. Here we go, live into the second half pistol round. And Virtus Pro gonna try and run down this defense in ramp room. London's forced back. The one defender has already dropped down, so he cannot stick around. But look at how aggressive they're being, peeking into where the defense is retreating. Now over towards the door. Great shots from Snatchy. And they're gonna swarm this. They're gonna try and take it over. That's the bomb, though. A near disaster. And Virtus Pro, everyone swings and everyone wins. Veggie with 2 headshots, but Acor is here.
That's close range. If he misses one of those shots, oh, Hunden, he was trying to line it up, but he goes down. Veggie with the double snacks with 1, and Acor now realizing he has to make a run. He has to try and figure out where that bomb is.
He thinks they're upstairs.
He does.
That 1 kill from Snacks has just pulled him all the way back, a free plant, and Acor probably still thinks it's the upper bomb site.
Oh, wow. He has been tricked
Bamboozled
himself, hasn't he? What a horrible way to play a pistol round. 1 versus 2 running down, and he needs headshots. He's going to get one on Snacks. It's brilliant. He's now got the triple, and Veggie's low on health. If he clutches this with a quad kill, that could actually get Tricked heavily fired up here in the second half, and he's looking for it. Opening that door. Time is running out. He hasn't got a kit picked up. He gets the kill and is quick to try and get it. He may, in fact, just barely have it here. 4 kills. Had to look every which way to get it, and in the last couple of seconds, he barely does. Tricked with a pistol round win in the second half. That's real close.
Well, Virtus Pro, if they lose this map, they're going to be kicking themselves later on, because that's both pistol rounds that should have gone in their favor. And both pistol rounds, when it gets down to crunch time, when it gets down to the bomb plant, these two players just don't find a way to actually work together. That's a fight that Snacks is taking all on his own. That isolate leaves his teammate with 18 HP or whatever it was, 20 HP. Like, you need to set up crossfires in that, sir. You need to be working together a little bit better. Let him get out those vents. Just make sure you're backing up your teammate.
You're absolutely right. Some of those rounds, if they could have it the other way, they would have been in such a huge lead. Now instead the scoreline is tied. Virtus Pro in that round though, the power of having, you know, Glocks grouped up like that, and you just keep running and shooting. It's amazing. Quad kill on A-Core though. Another player that's been playing great throughout this tournament.
That Molotov's got to be an indication for VP. A slow peek of the angle. That's a dangerous one. That's an advantage for the CTs, and he's found a Deagle, but now come the Kriegs. They're into position to help out, but so many players from Tricked are now getting in on the action. PHR at 7, or excuse me, 16, Veggie at 3.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of damage. It's a 4-on-4, and the weapons are looking pretty good for VP, but the health is certainly not. How do you bring this back? Snacks has still got some to work with. Still have some time, 45 seconds. I think they're waiting for a follow-up fight out in the yard as they're trying to clear out this part of it, but yeah, swapping the rifle over to me, who has more health. They really, really want the follow-up fight out here. And now with 30 seconds left, they don't have a lot to work with here.
They have a smoke and a Molotov, though. They can run a similar utility in that lower bomb site, but they need to worry about Bubsky. Hiding on this staircase, they're all going to come down, and now the footsteps are there. Bubsky retreating, holding the trigger. He's got 2. Well played, and remember, Veggie has almost no HP to work with.
They need this bomb plant right now. 9 seconds left. If they delay, they're never going to get it. Mihu doing his best, but now there's no bomb plant, and time will run out. He can't really do anything at all. I don't know how they could have played that much differently. Very, very tricky when you have that low health. And Bubsky, good double kill on him. We're talking about him not having much of an impact in the first half, but definitely helping out there.
Well, you said what? He had 3 kills in the first half. He's at 6 now. He's already got 3 in these 2 rounds to start this second half out. And oh my God, I'm not sure how to kind of classify this, so we'll hold the thoughts for now. But a full investment from Virtus Pro, not waiting. They like the fact they got so many kills. They like the fact that they know the economy is low, but this is a big risk.
Oh no.
And that's a big mistake to make in a round like this. Is that 2 mistakes? Or is that a double smoke there? Either way, tapping through it, jumping over, Hunden hits absolutely nothing. They dodge all the bullets.
I'm very uncomfortable about this round. Roy got to be careful he doesn't overextend. Mihu will take him down. Not even sure he was overextended, but the shoulder certainly must have been showing at some point. And now he goes down.
I think they used a double smoke on that wall. I think that was a massive mistake, but
yeah,
they don't have that smoke now for the lower bomb site. They have 1 Molotov, and there's going to be 2 to 3 defenders here. You need to smoke them off. Coming back up the fence, they've got 1 kill, and they need to hustle into this site and get into good positions.
A-Core very quick on the flank. He might be getting a free kill. Yeah, they're not ready for it. Veggie down. The follow-up is great. And the last player, Snatchy, can do nothing. I don't know. Somehow that round was better than I was expecting out of VP.
Yeah.
But if they'd actually not made those mistakes, you have to wonder, would that have been the difference? 10 rounds.
Yeah, because Snacks missed his smoke in the door. Was he going to try and get down vents to try and help? Because that would have made that quicker. That would have let them get there. If 2 smokes weren't used in that 1 portion of the wall, would they have been able to use that for the lower bomb site? Either way, they still found a way to have a chance to get up the vents. But one thing that comes to mind when I see that kind of a buy in that scenario is is it because you don't feel confident in your T side that you just know you have to go for this kind of like this take the money control, like you really have the emphasis, that's the game plan?
Well, we saw them on Mirage with some buys that we weren't
happy with.
Yeah, displeased. And as it worked out there, it wasn't actually until they saved and picked up the double AWP that things started working out.
Yeah.
Not that you really need, you don't have to have AWPs on T-side Nuke, so it's not that they have to save for that, but again, they're stretching themselves very thin, 10 to 8. They have 4 AKs, a Galil, and a decent amount of smoke, so that much is good. Lacking maybe some flashes and some Molotovs, but I think they can still make a great round out of this one.
Snatchy playing with the smoke. The only one outside for the moment, and I think he doesn't feel any pressure. Could be just calling the rest of his teammates over now. We just saw one defender drop in towards the vents. There's a massive gap in that smoke. Hunden could be so happy if they go for that cross, but he gives up the position. Utility being used in the upper bomb side. It makes him nervous. 3 defenders here, and that allows Snatchy and the rest of his teammates to sneak outside behind this wall with no one spotting it.
Yeah, in spite of the gap, they make it back down, and there's still a player in lobby as well, Veggie.
Well, and they walked the whole way. So there's a player, Acor, who's in the warehouse, but he has no information that they're actually downstairs. No one's rotated downstairs at all for this defense. Virtus.pro, they could have found a way to get a free bomb site downstairs.
Well, how long before Trick, realize that this is what's happening? Shush, if he goes down, the B bomb site's almost certainly done. Great headshot to start off with, taking down Veggie. And he is a little bit paranoid, and he's right to be so. They are right behind him. The scope not quick enough, and Snatchy will take him down. Now, yeah, they're very confused in this round. PHR taking down Roy. It really feels like Trick just did not have the information to make any kind of intelligent rotation here. And that probably cost them the round. Mihu lurking in behind to take down Hunden. And now it's a question of saving. Bobsky and Acor certainly need these rifles. They don't have the economy to sustain these kind of losses. That's a weird way to, it's fine. Maybe they don't watch them going down secret, but there was no movement on the map for a long time, and nobody did anything.
I think the one play that really ruined Trick being able to defend against this was just the small amount of pressure applied to the upper bomb site, the utility that was used. Remember, there was a massive gap in that wall of smokes outside. Hunden was watching it until the Molotovs rained onto HUD, until the smokes came out mini. That was the signal for him to get pulled away, and that would have been the information gathered. They would have known exactly what was coming. And for VP, all those the risks of those buys earlier on, of all those MAC-10s, it doesn't disappear, but because they've won that, because they've, again, just put Tricked on the ropes in terms of their money, you have to say it's panned out in a certain way. Maybe a little bit later than they would have liked, a round later than they would have liked, but they have the opportunity to break this economy of Tricked.
That would do huge things for them, obviously. Hunden, one of the rifles here. One of the better rifles. Acor actually catching a bit of damage on Veggie as they make their way down. They're very quick about it too. 4 men just running. They're not even stopping. And Hunden, he gets completely trucked. Snatchy with the AK-47, but they're so quick once again here, Virtus.pro, down towards the B bomb side. Shush, that's a huge problem. The Molotov, he's got nowhere to stand. He's absolutely dead. And Acor, he gets a kill in return, but once again, Virtus.pro attacking the B bomb site and with a really, really big effect.
Snacks watching the flank. If Roy can't find this, Snacks is reading everything. An easy headshot, an easy kill. And now he's behind the 2 players they're going to try and save. He can stop everything. Shoulder shows, head shows. And Snacks backs away from that. He wants to preserve his gun and his economy. Shouts it out to his teammate that they backed off. But it looks like Tricked might be able to get away with these weapons. It's going to be all tied up. Virtus.pro have done it. They really took a gutsy fight playing the economy game, and it's going to pan out for them.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we criticize is kind of what we almost saw happen on Mirage, but when it works, and this is the result, yeah, it does feel great, tying up the scoreline 10-10, and they are even coming for the remaining rifles here. The bomb about to go up. There's a bit of a smoke through to get them a little bit closer. Mihu looking for the fight and taking one. And they can't quite find the last rifle, but still, what a fantastic round out of Virtus Pro. They are real close right now. I'm wondering, not maybe in this upcoming round because they don't have a lot tricked, but maybe they're going to start to try and place close to that red container. Like 2 men out in yard from the CT side and try and actually stop them from getting down secret that quick.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something. We haven't seen yet Tricked rotate someone in towards those. Yeah, the secret stairs would be massive. We also, but remember, because Virtus Pro's been playing the economy game, even though it took him a while to kind of come out on top of it, haven't seen a whole lot of ops in Akor's hands. Maybe he doesn't want it on this side, but that's going to be a useful tool to put a stop to some of this.
Veggie dodging the bullet, just making his way past. And they're going to be running clean in through the HUD. Snatchy with a big opening. Hunden, oh, 2 kills with a USP and Akor taking down Snacks. Oh no, Virtus Pro, this is unforgivable. This should not have happened. Veggie now in a 1 versus 3. He's going to pick up one. Still firing at him. He gets a second kill. If he saves them now, that would be truly heartbreaking for Tricked. A headshot is all that he needs. He's sneaking around. Akor is there, and he's got the lineup, and that's a steal out of Tricked. Hunden, the absolute god in this round.
I think that is a call from VP that's based off the fact that they abused outside, maybe thinking that there's going to be a sack in that location and just walk out the hut. Still unforgivable that you let the USPs be that impactful. No head armor on PHR. He's dropped on the flank. Or excuse me, I believe that was Snacks actually, but still, the USPs just do way too much damage. That's like stubbing your toe in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Cold winter night as well, just ready to pass out.
Stepping on a Lego, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. The Danes, we're immune to that. One of the features of that product.
Of the Danish genes?
Yeah, we've been inoculated from childhood. Orbs now in play on both sides, Akor and Snatchy.
That one's going to hurt VP. They've let a lot of rounds slip away in this map. Both pistol rounds, losing that as well. (11-10), a 1-round lead for Tricked in these grand finals.
When the margins are this thin, a round like that, again, that could absolutely be it. Yeah, here's the aggression I was talking about earlier. Trying to push up to the red container with the AWP on top of that hut at Garage. And a position not used a lot. Snatchy, he's scoped up right here. Nobody's seen him yet. Akor, that's a nice flick, but now, yeah, they know where he is. Hunden sneaking in behind, a big double for him. The hero in last round, and again here doing tremendous damage. And Shush not even going to be falling back. They did not expect that Virtus Pro. I don't know if PHR could do anything to help his team.
They weren't even considering checking that position where Hunden was. What a lead he's provided his team for the previous round. The double kill with the USP, now a double kill here outside. He had the right read. He was like, you guys have been abusing outside. We shut you down at inner in the previous round with just pistols. You're going to go back outside, and he called it. 2-round lead and no money left for Virtus Pro.
I mean, if Akor misses that shot, Mihu takes him down instead and probably takes down Hunden even after the double kill, and at least then it's a 3-on-3. And he was looking away, Akor. He was, I don't know, milliseconds away from being too far away with the crosshair there to do anything. Are they going to try and go for some sort of vent dive? The spray through the smoke, and they wait. Sacrificing Snatchy, making their way through on the second wave. Oh, what? They run through instead to take down Hunden. I thought they were going to vent dive it instead. They go for Mini, and I don't think anyone was expecting that. Bobski with the return, still a 3 versus 4 here.
And Veggie has to be so patient with this. You could see they wanted to get there and wrap around this heaven very quickly, but he has to be silent to do it. 2 players here. The M4 is going to lead the way. Mihu has a chance to open this up. There's one close to his left. He's the one watching it. It's the op. Akor, very narrow. He can't even go left or right in the dangerous pass. Nice shot from Veggie. It doesn't matter in the end. 13-10, and Tricked has regained control.
Acor coming out as the star in the later stage of the second map here. 23 kills on him. And Trick up very close to bringing us a third map. That'd be on Train as well. I would very much enjoy that.
Yeah, that would be very cool to see.
I'm crossing my fingers because
exactly.
right now, these teams are bringing us amazing Counter-Strike.
They've been so good at stopping each other's momentum, and ooh, that's a bit of a mistake, running into a teammate. Not anything too wild, but some damage taken.
Definitely a broken angle, isn't it?
Hunden outside. Snacks in the squeaky door. Short nade for anyone being aggressive. Where's the information? Utility outside is going to signify Hunden spotted one. I think because of the flashbang, they didn't quite hear it. And he's still alive. They now know where he is, and that was his backup. Roy was supposed to help him, and now he's just so alone. Boopski just rotates out on top. And playing behind this generator, he can do damage. He scoped in at the right moment.
That bomb smoked off. No connection there. 3-on-3, but a big health advantage. Boopski with one more kill. And Mihu's also low. Great return into this game for Boopski, isn't it? 13 now, and he had 3 in the first half.
It's going to have to be all kills for Virtus Pro. And you could see outside, Mihu just waiting for Snacks. Snacks has the dangerous flank. There's no more utility. There's no smoke to drop. Snacks must create something, but they're watching it. Tricked is so prepared for this. Shush is reading everything. He knows he's safe from the other direction, so why not just watch the flank? It's going to be an easy kill. And Mihu going to walk into the open. He's overexposed. That's a great shot. Still a 1-on-2.
Can he actually do this with 20 seconds?
He forgot the bomb.
We did. And that is actually kind of a problem. He does have a Molotov, so if he can clear the corner and throw that Molotov to high ground, that might be the only chance. Yeah, it has to go up there quickly, otherwise it's not going to work out well. And oh, he does block him back. 8 seconds now. He has to check everything. He wasn't sure if he actually made it through. At least he gets the bomb. Oh no! Oh dear.
Well, you don't see that every day. Perhaps some nerves coming into effect. That was a high pressure situation with the way that he was being pressured for that bomb plant. A long, drawn-out battle outside that VP could never get control of. Great job, you're right. Boopski's really stepped up his play. 13 kills now. He's at 10 in the second half after 3 only in the first.
Oh, man. I don't know if, I mean, we could never know if he would have won that 1 versus 2, but they could actually have used the $800 bonus to buy a lot more in this round, if nothing else. That actually felt just more like a finger slip, didn't it?
Yes.
Which is still very unfortunate.
Or maybe just trying to change the weapon so quickly after the plant.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to be under some kind of pressure. 3 players very centralized around this upper bomb site. 1 in mini, 1 on top of the hut that just dropped down, and 1 up in the rafters. For Virtus Pro, still very far back on the map. There's going to be a wall of smokes that come up, but it looks like Veggie might be the only one to utilize it. Some kind of a fake. They know when they've done this previously. They've experienced a couple times the stack that Tricked is providing, and again, Hunden is just a monster. Beautifully timed nade and spam. Shush out in the open. VP was blind in the first fight, but Mihu's going to handle it.
A little bit of a double nade there, 1 smoke, 1 Molotov, but yeah, they really wanted to try and block that out.
And they could have used either one of those for that position right there from Acor.
The one guy you absolutely don't want to run into right now is Acor. 24th kill right there. 30 seconds left and a 3-on-4. This is feeling like a map point here for Tricked. Boopski going to be smoking off that side, and that takes care of Snatchy easily. Good shot from the Snacks. But they're still in trouble here. 20 seconds, dropping down with the bomb. PHR and Snacks, if they can win this, maybe there's still a chance. The flashbangs are absolutely overpowering. And now it's all on PHR, and Acor will come in with the 3rd kill to find a 15th round for Tricked. That is almost a 3rd map.
Was that second flashbang, the one that caught Snacks, was that a team flash or was that thrown by...
Not sure.
The first one was great. The first one looked like it was going to help him out. It really blinded the player at Vents, but Acor comes in at the right moment.
It's dawned on me as well in the meantime, Jason, that we've built a good story now on this map. First, it's G2 who couldn't find the bomb, and now it's VP who can't plant the bomb. Something about Nuke, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, I guess no one wants to blow up a nuclear silo. It seems like there could be some crazy consequences with that one.
Yeah, definitely try and just read the safety instructions, keep a proper distance.
London has done so well in a number of rounds for his team. And Veggie and Mihu, they're going to come in through Mini, but the kills are coming out. It's all for Tricks. They might just be forcing a third map. PHR alive inside the site, but for how long?
You could see Ako, he really wants to finish this, but he gets a grip of himself, and Bobsky will take down Snaptree, and that's it. 16-10, ladies and gentlemen. We get treated to a third map here in Budapest. What a delight. That's going to be on Train, and I very much look forward to it. These two teams, they weren't really much on my radar coming into this tournament at all. And so far, they've delivered some of the best Counter-Strike I've really seen in a while. It's super exciting. There are some mistakes mixed into it, obviously, but...
Which always makes for fun Counter-Strike too.
In some senses, yeah, it does make it very entertaining. And I think Train is going to be, that's going to be crazy battlegrounds to settle this on.
I thought this was a very, very cool map to watch, especially Tricked on that T side. I liked a lot of the things that they did, especially the starter rounds to open up bomb sites. I thought they had some really clever adaptations of ways to fool the Virtus Pro defense. And then if you look at it from VP's perspective, and this isn't to take anything away from Tricked, you really screwed up the first pistol round. You really screwed up the second pistol round. And you really screwed up an anti-eco against 5 USPs. That's 3 mistakes that down the stretch, like how you can't quantify how many rounds those 3 mistakes on their own could have caused. But I mean, you have to imagine that would have had this a tighter game even going way down the stretch.
Yeah, that's going to be some painful rounds to review.
Yeah,
but probably necessary as well, because
those are the learning experiences. They're the shitty ones, but they are learning experiences.
They are, and especially when you face even tougher competition later on, you can't do any of that. And yeah, I mean, I'm just excited with this. I think it's been a real pleasure watching all of these guys going at it so far.
I'm excited to see what Train has in store. I mean, again, another map where you kind of, you even with the old VP lineup, you kind of attributed it to them, but it just feels like a Virtus Pro map, regardless of what lineup it is. It's like this is a VP map. Yeah.
On the other hand, Ako might be sort of a late contender for that MVP award if he keeps going at this rate.
Yeah, between his AWP and then between the tactics that we saw. If London has things prepared on Train like he did on Nuke, this could be awesome. And you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to a break. When we come back, the desk is going to break down Nuke and then introduce us to Train, and then we're going to get underway, and we're going to crown a champion here in Budapest. Stay tuned.